Good morning. It is 11 past 5 in the afternoon. I've only just left to go to work. I kind of stuffed up. I didn't set an alarm. I woke up at 1:30 and thought, fuck, this is way too early. I'll go back to sleep. I went back to sleep and I woke up at 4:45. And then I nearly shit my pants because of how late it was. I usually like to get up around 4:30 in the afternoon if I'm not going to the gym or anything. So yes, that was a great time. Had a big old sleep in. I must have needed it. I mean, obviously I'm still sick. I'm still spitting up green stuff. It's great. But yeah, so no gym happened this afternoon. But that's okay. I'll just do some more gym tomorrow. Luckily I packed all my food and stuff, so that was all good to go. I think the only thing that I didn't pack was, I had my pre-workout shake ready to go, but obviously I didn't need that one. So yeah, that's the dealio. I'll get into the mindfulness morning post, if that made any sense. I know what I meant. So I'm grateful for body clocks, just for the pure fact that I woke up at 4:45 instead of being late to work like last week. Last week when I slept in, it made me realise that I wish that I had something so that way, even if I forget to set my alarms for my work week, my phone still sets them anyway. And it turns out that there is a phone program that I can do that on. I think it's called Tasker. It's kind of like Python driven in a way, or it's like code based, and then you can set commands and stuff for your phone, and it'll automate the task for you. So you can automate it to do a bunch of things, but that's something that I should probably look at doing, so that way I don't keep forgetting, because I've done it in the past. I've forgotten to put alarms on, because I haven't ever really been late too many times though, thank God. But I have been late to work before. So yeah, maybe something to look at. Now, key focus points for today. I didn't bring my book either, so I was a bit rushed, and I would have had like 5 minutes to read if I got there. So I kind of fucked up there. So I could maybe read. I've got an ebook on my phone that I can read. The only issue is that I don't like chopping and changing between books, because I often forget what I've read up until that point. Like even just that one book, like that Ikigai book that I finished already, I would often forget where I was up to, or like what had already happened, like when I came back to the book. So I usually read like the previous page as well, so that way I could wrap my head around things. So I think my main focuses are going to be that when I get home, I do 20 minutes on the elliptical, play some guitar like I have been, and read some more book. I might read the book first and then play guitar, because this morning when I read the book last, I nearly fell asleep while reading it. So we'll see if I'm more awake and just like when I get home. And then look, I think that covers the how am I going to achieve that part. Now I can't remember anything else. if there is anything else for the morning section of the mindfulness journal entry. So I'm going to keep driving to work, and if I think of anything, I'll turn the camera back on. Oh, hurrah! So it is 8:26, Sunday the 9th of February. I don't know why. I checked the time, but I didn't even check the bloody date. So I had a pretty good night. My housemate, look. I had a good night at work, pumped some dirt, had some arguments. In the end, good night. It was a good night. I feel like they were productive arguments because it's like, it was a good outcome. But yeah, so look, honestly, came home, I did track my calories. Turns out I was tracking how much I was eating wrong. I thought that my tinned oysters were 1 serve per can. So I was putting down that I had 2 serves for my 2 cans. Turns out it's 4 serves for 2 cans. The more you know. I don't know, I just had this weird inkling, like I'd already eaten them and then the packet was already in the bin. And then when I put my waste in the bin, like the oily cans, I actually put them in a different bin outside so that way they don't stink the inside office out. I just leave it outside, out in the trash out there. But yeah, but the packaging was on the inside can because obviously that doesn't stink. And I just had this weird feeling. I was like, oh, so like I don't know what made me check, but I'm glad I checked so that way I know to track things better. I think I ate around 2,100 calories, something around that. Now, I didn't go for a run when I got home, but I did do 20 minutes on the elliptical. So that's pretty good in my eyes. I didn't feel like doing it. I was thinking about going for a run because it was overcast and a bit windy. But look, I feel like my lungs are gonna just like, because I'm still sick. I'm still coughing up lots of green goo. It's great. But yeah, still did 20 minutes on the elliptical. I managed to not even make a noise. I'm really surprised that my housemate didn't wake up. Just to me, in some sports shorts, wearing my work shirt, just doing my thing on the elliptical. But yeah, so, and then she's still asleep, and then she was still asleep even after I had a shower, so I haven't played any guitar. So I spent 15 minutes reading my book, more or less just playing catch up because I couldn't do my usual book reading before work because I was such in a rush that I didn't think that I'd have time to actually read anything by the time I got to work. Turns out I still had about nearly 8 minutes by the time I got to work. So yeah, fucked up there. So I will bring the book later today. Now, I should probably start doing the mindfulness posts. So I think it's what positive things happened today. Is that what it is? I can never remember. One moment. Oh, sorry, it's what did I learn today? Well, I learned more work stuff. I don't need to get into the nitty-gritty of work stuff because like whatever I say isn't going to make a difference. No one's going to understand what I'm talking about. But look, learned something at work on how we do things. Turns out I was right. So, and then I learned that there was the extra serving in the tinned oysters, and then I learnt that other people also read the book that I want to read. I'll get into that. What positive things happened today? Look, played some catch up on reading the book. Did the elliptical. And then I also made like a, oh wait, I also made like, I use OneNote, just because I can access OneNote on any device. I use it for a lot of my notes, journaling, whatever you want to call it. I started writing down my activity each day. So like I've just got like a February folder now. Oh, you can't even see it. But in the February folder, I've just got like each date. So like yesterday was the 8th. Obviously today's the 9th. And I thought it's easier if I just capture whatever happens on that day, regardless if I'm day shift or night shift or whatever. So that way I don't get confused later on. So like if I recorded 15 minutes of reading, like right now, but I'm on my yesterday's work date per se, because that's how my work works. Yeah, I think that works. That's a lot of works. I mean, like, so what? If my shift starts on the 8th of February, I count that entire day as the 8th of February, usually. But, like, on this, it's just whatever happens on that day, happens on that day, if that makes any sense. So instead of me, like, segmenting the things that I would usually do in that work period, just on the one day, I'm going to segment it over 2, just so that way I keep an accurate record of what actually happened. I'm not putting down at what time I did each thing. It's more or less just about the bulk activities. So that way, if I miss anything, I can go through and add the activity into my Garmin. So that way I can try and add up, I'll try and capture everything. Now, the only thing that I've noticed with the Garmin is that I put down guitar and reading as an other activity, which is great, but when it calculates how much time I've spent doing other activity, it counts both activities because there's no way to subclass them that I can find anyway. Maybe it might be different on the website. I'll still keep tracking it on my phone, but I'll have to see if there's an easy way that I can like if I just type in reading, it just brings up all the time that I've spent reading. You know, if I just type in guitar, it brings up all the time that I've played guitar. Like that's the kind of simplicity I want. Just nice and easy. I'll also keep the manual log just because I is forgetful, and like it's like I don't log my gym activity in my watch because I use the stopwatch on my phone, and then like I restart the stopwatch every time I stop exercising. Whereas like if I did that during the activity, it just wouldn't work. Like I don't think it works like that. Like I think. I'm not 100% sure. I still need to iron out all this stuff. And then look, I think it gets on to notes and self-reflection now. If I can, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So look, I think it's obviously this is all still in work, keeping track of everything. It was really like I really got into my book just then though. Like I could keep reading it. I really could. Like because it's just about different people with different strategies or like different way that failure has helped them, or it's just how different people have overcome their different situations. And even something really cool was like I just read one section. There was a guy that was born without arms and without legs. Like he's got like little stumpy arms, like his arm finishes at your elbow. And he was told that he can't do this and he can't do that. And then he pretty much just said, fuck you, I'm going to do it anyway. And he did it. Like he climbed Mount Kilimanjaro with his friends, and he's a champion wrestler. And it was really cool. Like one of the things that stuck out for me in that section was there were 3 books. It's like what 3 books have would you gift to other people, I think it was, or what 3 books have influenced and changed your life. And the last book that he wrote down, or that was written down, was The Hero with 1,000 Faces by Joseph Campbell, which coincidentally, fuck, I can't say that word. It's one of the books that I've been meaning to read for the last, it'd be over 10 years. Like when I was a teenager, I was introduced to the idea of Joseph Campbell through my first ever real fitness author that I really liked, John Romaniello. And then because he would build his exercise programs off of that concept. And honestly, like for me, like I obviously like superheroes, and he was one of the first guys making superhero workouts before it was cool, before superheroes were a big thing, back when superheroes were still nerdy, and then you get made fun of for liking superheroes, because they weren't as popular as what they are now. Like they're all over the media these days, but back then when I was growing up, they sure as hell were not. So yeah, it was really cool, and it's just like the general premise of the book, from my understanding, is that through long periods of time, stories have always been told, and there's always and they always have the same kind of recurring cycles, I guess you could call them. Like there's different call points, and then throughout movies media for the last let's just say 40 years, 30 years, like those kinds of big blockbuster movies, they always follow the same premise or like the same thing. I think like the first one's like the call to adventure. I think there's 16 steps in total. But like, you know, it's like Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Star Wars. They all follow the Karate Kid. They all follow the same storyline. In like obviously not the storyline, but like the principle of each thing. And I've been meaning to read that for the longest time. I bought the book, I think maybe December last year, so it's on my to read list. But it was just really cool that other people have read Joseph Campbell. Yeah. God, that was a fucking long tangent. But otherwise, I think it was a pretty good day, realistically. I mean, I didn't go to the gym in the afternoon because I slept in, but I exercised when I got home like I said that I would. I read my book. The only thing that I haven't done is play guitar. I don't want to wake my housemate up. I'm not that kind of guy. But look, it is nearly 9 o'clock. Oh, it's 8:40 right now, so I'm going to go to sleep. And then hopefully, I also need to set my alarms for the afternoon. I should probably look at setting up some kind of automation thing there, because I keep forgetting. And this isn't the first time. It sure as fuck won't be the last time. But I do have one solution. I just need to learn how to program it. So let's I'll get into that. But besides that, set my alarms, go to sleep. Hopefully wake up for gym in the afternoon. But I should probably do the outro now. What do I say? You're enough. You've got this. Go kick some ass. Go crush some goals.